because aren't you into that?
I am. I'm a yoga teacher, Reiki healer, and I host wellness events.
Today we speak with Kayla Mason, who has so many jobs. I'm going to let her unpack them for us. But I guess when you think about it, wholeness and holistic and wellness and fitness, those are really one job, one and the same. It's just all about becoming the best you can be. Kayla, are you originally from the Midwest?
I am not. I am originally from Canada and I moved down to California in 2014. And then I was transferred to Kansas City in 2015, which is now my home, the place I call home.
And I still reckon it's my home. My ruby slippers knocked together once in a while. What, out of all the things in your life, what gets you up in the morning?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I had a friend, actually, this is maybe a side note, but we had a friend pass away yesterday, and it's just a reminder of how fragile life really is. So I get up just to, live my best life and to try and reach for my goals and, maintain friendships and just connect with people.
If you win the lottery next week and it's, say, $1 million, will you feel disappointed that you didn't win the $2 billion lottery from 2 weeks ago? And if you do win, what would you spend the first $100,000 on?
Well, I don't think I'd be disappointed about the 2 billion because I didn't know that was happening. So I think I'd be very excited about the 1 million. The first 100,000 honestly would probably be to visit my family because I haven't been back to Canada in 3 years.
Oh.
And also to probably just tidy up some financial debts, maybe do some investments, and then carry on from there.
You got 1 million, so you got plenty more to go. Tell,
Right.
tell me, your email includes a website called Sip Study. What is that, and how does that work?
Yeah, so recently my friend and I started a PR marketing and event agency that centers around non-alcoholic beverage brands, innovative brands and businesses that are small to medium scale. They don't really have the celebrity facing persona as some of the bigger ones. So we are on a mission to make drinking more inclusive. A lot of people don't drink. There's a big sober, curious movement happening. And so we just want the options as both consumers, but also really we're cheering on these brands that we work with. We're just as excited about them as they are. So yeah, we represent non-alcoholic brands.
That's such a great thing. Uh, Besides going to Canada to see your family, what else travel-wise is on your bucket list?
Ooh, on the bucket list, I have a hankering to go back to Europe. I took a, what would it be called? A leave of absence from my job, my career early on when I was in my early 20s. I took a 4-month leave of absence and I went and toured around Europe. And that is the last time I've been there. So I would really love to go back there. I would love to go to Africa. I would love to go to Southeast Asia.
You're doing
Also,
fine, but you haven't listed Australia yet.
oh yeah, Australia, New Zealand. Yeah, honestly, I have the travel bug. So as soon as I can, I'm hoping to hit the road.
I imagine your moniker includes the phrase awake and relaxed. What is that phrase telling us about you and about ourselves?
Hmm. So, Awaken or Relaxed is the name of my wellness platform. And what I do on there is I talk about uh, our lives as an ecosystem that encompasses mind, body, spirit, and space. So really the ultimate goal in my mind is that we want to be awake to our surroundings, but also able to relax into the moment without being, anxious and tense. So that's kind of what that business is about. It is about finding that awareness in our everyday lives, whether it's in our body, in our mind, in the space around us, in our spiritual practice, and able to, take those deep breaths, relax into the moment, and move forward in life from that place.
And you teach yoga? Have you been doing that a long time?
I've been teaching yoga since 2017, and I was kind of doing double duty at the time. I was working in a career as an industrial engineer, which I did for 12 years. So I started getting into yoga actually when I moved to Kansas City. I hadn't done it for years because my job took up so much of my time. So I reconnected with my practice, and that is really when I went down the wellness journey, and have kind of met all these wonderful people, adopted a lot of practices, and yeah, I've been teaching since 2017.
How do people reach you to discuss what we're speaking about today?
You can find me at Awake and Relaxed on Instagram, at Sip Steady as well on Instagram, and I am on TikTok, but that is under Breathe with Cash.
Wait, breathe with cash.
Yeah, with Cash, meaning Cash with a K, I should say, and it stands for my name. My middle name is Ashley, so it's Kayla Ashley. I just shortened it to Cash.
I get it. Any big plans for 2023?
Yeah, really big plans for 2023. We are really hoping to make a huge wave with this non-alcoholic movement in the Midwest. There are very few brands that are represented here, and my business partner and my goal is to really make a splash and to just bring all these brands here to see, because there is a demand. There's a huge wellness community as well as sober community that are looking for alternatives. So that is our goal, is to expand and start potentially distribution. And then also on the wellness side of things, I host an annual wellness summit. So that is coming in 2023 as well. Hoping to expand a little bit this year. Every year it gets a little bit bigger, and I would just love to have some connections on the New York side of things that might come, maybe Austin that might come up. So would love to bring people together for that.
Austin's big. Lawrence, Kansas is big.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
This is exciting. I'm very happy to have accidentally, do you believe in accidents, coincidence that we met each other at some cafe in Kansas City?
Oh, I think that it's, wherever you're at, like on a vibrational frequency level, people will kind of meet you there. And it's not saying that it's any better to be higher or lower. We all kind of change at all times. And it's just so happens when two people are, just kind of buzzing away, and that seems to bring people together.
You were working on a laptop. I was reading a book or something. I don't know. It was, and drink. We were both drinking coffee, and
Yeah.
this eventuated. Who knows what's going to come from this as far as my listeners? Is there anything else you want to tell the Bob's Your Uncle podcast international audience?
Oh, anything else? I mean,
It could be anything that you've ever wanted to tell everybody, or or just today I feel X, or anything you want to say.
yeah, I would say that and I want to say this in both a life sense and a business sense, I really do believe that wherever you're at with your endeavors, you have to be your own biggest fan, because no one is going to do it for you. And if you don't believe in yourself, then other people won't. So that would be, something I think about often, is like if I'm feeling imposter syndrome or doubting myself, I just have to kind of cheer myself on, because, again, life is fragile. Life is sometimes short, and it can things, you can lose things in a moment. So if you have big dreams, just taking one step at a time, being your own biggest fan, and just always being gracious with people, because you never know where they're coming from.
It could end up being your first cousin.
Yeah.
Hey,
They could.
I heard a phrase yesterday, maybe I'm the one who said it. Don't believe your own publicity. Does that fit in? When people boast about you, oh, you're the greatest thing since sliced challah or something, or you're a waste of my life. Don't believe the negative publicity, and don't believe the super positive publicity either.
Yeah, I mean, I would take all those things with a grain of salt. At the end of the day, those things don't identify who you are. And as long as you're happy and doing things from the right place, that's all that really matters.
There are people who I've heard the phrase an approval addict, someone who needs the approval of the multitudes. And at the end of the day, that's their problem, not my problem. That's their joy, not my joy. In other words, I've got to take care of my side of the street.
Mm, yeah, I mean, I guess I would think of that as kind of people pleasing, or doing things for others, or needing their approval. And you're never going to get what you want out of it. You're just not. Um, Again, it just comes back to being your own biggest fan and continuing those steps. And yeah, I think it's important to review feedback, if you feel like you can do that, and without the emotional attachment, if you're in business and such like that. But otherwise, yeah, the boundaries are great. People respond to boundaries. If you are just doing you and you're putting in the work, you'll see the outcome.
Kayla, it is a joy to meet you again, this time on Zoom. And for my audience to meet you, I think they're gonna love you. They're gonna say she's great. And you're gonna be in season 3. We had season 1, we had 30 episodes or so. Season 2 was just a short five episode, but season 3, I've already got great guests already, and it's a joy to meet you again. And I
Yes.
all of God's best as 22 ends and 23 begins.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. This was fun.
That was fun. Okay, that's it. How good was that?
That was
The
great.
recording.